Ian Huntley apologising for the murders of Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman.
Yeah. It's been 23 years since the Centennial Olympic bombing during the 1996 Olympics.
Look at these chilling interrogation tapes of Chris Watts, the Colorado man who confessed to killing his family in cold blood.
Just think about it. When even your own family and friends can't bear to face you, you know you're in a league of your own when it comes to evil. From cold-blooded criminals to manipulative masterminds, here are the top 10 evil prisoners you'd pray never to cross paths with. Number 10. Serial Bernardo. This man from Scarborough, born in 1964 to Kenneth in Maryland, had a seriously messed up family situation. His dad was horrific, doing unspeakable things to his little sister in front of everyone. His mom, dealing with all that mental stress, took shelter in the basement. Then things got even uglier. When Mom told him he was a result of her extramarital affair, it led to a nasty mother-son feud, with him slinging some pretty awful insults.
When Bernardo found out that he was a result of an extramarital relationship, he became rather angry, became angry at his mother.
College wasn't a turning point for the better. He and his buddies went down a dark path using pickup tactics that included threatening women if they didn't comply. Between 87 and 90, he committed a horrifying 11 abuses and attempted 6 more. And in 91, things took a nightmarish turn. He, along with his wife, was involved in the unaliving of a 15-year-old girl, involving abuse. The same year, another 16-year-old girl suffered a similar fate. But justice finally caught up to him in 95. He was slapped with a first-degree murder conviction and locked up for life without parole for at least 25 years. These days, he's in La Macasa Institution in Quebec, where his past continues to haunt him. Number 9. The Kobe Cannibal. Born in 1949, Issei Sagawa, also known as Pang, was a Japanese lust unaliver, cannibal, and necrophiliac. His father was a wealthy businessman, and his grandmother worked as an editor for the Asahi Shimbun. He was reportedly born premature, and he could fit in the palm of his father's hand at the time. At the age of 24, he tried to attack a German woman by slicing a part of her thigh, but fortunately she was immediately thwarted and he was arrested for attempting to abuse. But it was not for so long. He got bailed out with the help of Daddy's wealth. On June 11, 1981, he unalived his classmate by bringing her to dinner in his apartment. After shooting her to death, he immediately sliced her body into pieces and dumped the waste in the garbage. After killing her, he physically abused her corpse. Unfortunately, the justice wasn't as strong as his teeth. After a few days, he got bailed out and started roaming the streets of Japan. His end was by pneumonia in September 2022. Number 8. Olympic Park Bomber. Born in '66 in Florida, this American guy's life took a wild twist when he lost his dad at 20 and moved with his family to North Carolina. They became Christian missionaries. But at 18, he switched gears, joined the U.S. military, got trained at Fort Benning, and was eventually discharged for substance issues. Later in '96, he planted a bomb near Atlanta, causing a spectator's death and a news cameraman's fatal heart attack. Then he confessed to all his other bombings, leading to his arrest and a hefty sentence, 4 life terms without parole. Now he's doing time at the Supermax prison in Colorado. Number 7. Successful escape. Glenn Chambers, a Florida native, was known as one of the most successful prison escapees, pulling off the daring feat not just once, but multiple times. The story takes a grim turn with Connie Weeks, a 21-year-old woman who was in a relationship with Chambers. What began as a seemingly ordinary connection soon spiraled into something much darker. Arguments and abuse became an all-too-common occurrence. One day, matters reached a boiling point as Chambers assaulted Connie in a parking lot, drawing the attention of an off-duty officer who intervened, resulting in Chambers' arrest. However, Connie later bailed him out. Tragically, it didn't end there. Chambers went on to commit an unthinkable act, beating Connie to death, leading to his conviction as a first-degree murderer. While his first attempt at escape failed, he managed to successfully break free on his second try, leaving officials on a relentless 30-year-long manhunt. Special Agent Sheely said that their relationship is kind of manipulative, so we hope that he'll be caught as soon as possible. Number 6. Huntley Lag assaulted. Damien Fowkes was a convict who, when already serving a lifetime in prison, had attacked 2 of his inmates, which resulted in a second life sentence. What makes this even more unsettling is that these attacks occurred in different high-security prisons. Fowkes targeted Huntley, attempting an assault that ultimately led to Huntley's death. Shortly after, he managed to convert a metal razor blade into a plastic cutlery weapon and slit Huntley's throat. The consequences were dire, landing Fowkes in prison for life yet again. Number 5. Chris Watts. His pregnant wife, Shannon Watts, and children went missing on August 13, 2018. Chris cooperated with the searchers to find his family. But on August 15, 2018, the officials began to see something suspicious in him, and they conducted a lie detector test, which he failed. So they decided to investigate him and found out that Chris had killed his wife and children, disposing of their bodies at a burial site and an oil well. He confessed that an affair with his girlfriend, Nicole Kessinger, had fueled an argument with his wife, ultimately resulting in her murder. He covered her with a sheet, and tragically, his 4-year-old daughter witnessed his actions. To conceal his heinous deeds, he took her to his former workplace and buried his wife, while disposing of his daughter in the oil well. He was sentenced to 3 consecutive and 2 concurrent life sentences. Number 4. Prolific hitman of the UK. John Childs, also known as Bruce Childs, is a British hitman and serial killer from London who was convicted for his crimes in 1979 for a series of contract unalivings, though none of the bodies have been found. He was married to Tina and divorced in 1982 following his conviction. He was arrested in September 1979 for carrying out 6 unalivings from November 1974 to October 1978, in which no remains were found and no weapons were uncovered. Following that, Childs had been issued with a whole life tariff. Number 3. Robert Maudsley. Robert John Maudsley was the 4th child out of his 12 siblings. During his childhood, he and his brothers used to be routinely abused by their father. He was abused as a child by his father, which left a deep scar in his life. As a teenager, he used to work as a sex worker and got addicted to substances. He unalived 4 people, with 1 taking place in a psychiatric hospital and 2 in the prison. He said that he often hears a voice to unalive his parents. He also stated that, "If I had killed my parents in 1970, none of these people would have died." Later, he was sentenced to life imprisonment in Yorkshire at HMP Wakefield. Number 2. Arthur Hutchinson. Born in County Durham in 1941, Hutchinson committed triple crimes involving the demise of a family, abuse of an 18-year-old Nicholas at knife point, and attempting unaliving of his half-brother Dino. He was arrested on September 11, 1984, and was issued with a whole life tariff. His appeals were rejected by the court. At present, he is in Hartlepool County, Durham prison as a life imprisonment. Number 1. Luca Rocco Magnotta. In May 2012, a student called Jun Lin was fatally stabbed by Luca Rocco Magnotta, and he mailed his hands and legs to elementary schools. He then posted a video depicting the unaliving online and soon became an Interpol Red Notice and an international manhunt. In June 2012, he was arrested in Berlin. Magnotta has been given a mandatory life sentence and 19 years for other charges to be served concurrently. It was also reported that he uploaded a video of himself unaliving kittens. Now, Magnotta remains in a maximum security prison, Port Cartier in Quebec. There you have it, folks. Which one do you think is the most dangerous in this list? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and share. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We'll see you soon.